Diary of a Wimpy Kid. The last straw. But just kidding. Hardcover. January. You know how you're supposed to come up with a list of resolutions at the beginning of the year to try and make yourself a better person? Well, the problem is it's not easy for me to think of ways to improve myself because I'm already pretty much of the best people I know. So this year, my resolution is trying to help other people improve. But the thing I'm finding out is that some people doing I appreciate is when you're trying to be helpful. For example, your mom is eating some crisps while you're shouting and you're saying 1 billion times on this. I think you should work on chewing your crisps more quietly. One thing I noticed right off the bat is that people in my family are doing a lousy job sticking to their New Year's resolutions. Mom said that she was going to start going to the gym today, but she spent the whole afternoon watching TV. And Dad said he was going to go on a strict diet, but after dinner, I caught him out in the garage, stuffing his face with brownies. Even my little brother Manny couldn't stick with this resolution. This morning he told everyone that he's a big boy and he's giving up his pacifier for good. Then he threw his favorite binky in the trash. Wow, that New Year's resolution didn't even last a full minute. And Manny's binky fell down. The only person in my family who didn't come up with a resolution is my older brother Roger, and that's a pity because his list is a mile and a half long. I decided to come up with a plan to help Roger be a better person. So I called my plan 3 strikes and you're out. The basic idea is that every time I saw Roderick messing up, I mark a little X on his chart. Roger got all 3 straight before I even had a chance to decide you were out meant. Anyways, I'm starting to wonder if I should back my resolution too. It's a lot of work, but so far I haven't made any progress. Besides, after I remind Mama for the 1,000,000th time to stop chewing a crisp I love, she made a really good point. She said, everyone can't be perfect as you, Gregory. And what I'm seeing so far, I think she's lying. Alright, Thursday. Dad is giving me this diet thing one more try, and that's bad news for me. He's gone about 3 days without any chocolate, and he's been super cranky. The other day after that woke me up and told me to get ready for school. I accidentally fell back asleep. Believe me, that's the last time I'll make that mistake. Yesterday I came up with a pretty good way to get some extra sleep without making Dad mad. After he woke me up, I took all my blankets down the hall with me and waited outside for my turn in the shower. Today I lay right on top of the heater vent, and when the force was blowing, it was even better than being in bed. The problem was that the heat only stayed for 5 minutes at a time. So the force wasn't running. I was lying there on this cold piece of metal. This morning, while I was waiting for Mom to be done with the shower, I remember someone gave her a bathrobe for Christmas. So I went into her closet and got it. Let me just say that was one of the smartest moves I ever made. Wearing that thing being like a wrapped in a big fluffy towel that just came out of the dryer. In fact, I like so much, I wore it after my shower. I think my dad must have been jealous that he didn't come out of the rolled by idea first, because when I came to the kitchen table, he seemed next to Wimpy. Morning! I'll tell you, the woman had the right idea with this bathrobe thing. Now I'm wondering what else I'm missing out on. I just wish I asked for my own bathrobe for Christmas, because I'm sure Mom is gonna make me give hers back. I struck out on gifts again this year. I knew I was in a rough day when I came downstairs on Christmas morning, and the only presents in my stocking were a stick of deodorant and travel dictionary. I guess once you're in middle school, girls decide you're too old for toys or anything that's actually fun. But they still seem to be all excited when you open the gifts that they get you. For example, the book Maths is Rad. And your granny's think it'll help you get a jump start on algebra. Most of the gifts of the year were books and clothes. The closest thing I got to a toy was a present from Uncle Charlie. When I wrapped Uncle Charlie's gifts, I didn't know what it was supposed to be. It was a blue plastic ring with a net attached to it. Uncle Charlie explained that it was a laundry hoop for my bedroom. He said that I was supposed to hang the laundry hoop on the back of my door and would make throwing away my dirty clothes fun. At first I thought it was a joke, but then I realized that Uncle Charlie is serious. So I just explained to him that I don't actually do my own laundry. I told him that I just threw my dirty clothes on the floor, and Mom fixed them up and takes them downstairs to the laundry room. And a few days later, everything comes back to me, in nice folded piles. I told Uncle Charlie that he should just return the laundry hoop and give me cash so I can buy something I actually use. And that's when Mom spoke up. He told Uncle Charlie that she thought the laundry hoop was a great idea. Then she said that from now on, I'll be doing my own laundry. Basically, it's enough that Uncle Charlie got me a chore for Christmas. Ever since I got such common gifts this year, I put a lot of effort buttering people up for the past 2 months, and I thought it would pay off in Christmas. Now I'm responsible for my own laundry. I guess I'm kind of glad I got a bunch of clothes. I might actually make it to a school year for it's getting stuff to wear. When me and Rory got to our bus stop today, we found a nasty surprise. There's a piece of paper taped to our street sign, and it said that effective today, our bus room was rezoned. And what that means is now we have to walk to school. Well, I would like to talk to the genius who came up with that idea, because our street was almost a quarter of a mile into school. Me and Wally had to run to make school on time today, and we really stunk was when our bus passed by and it was full of creeks from Willow Street, and that was right next to ours. The Willow Street made monkey noises when we passed us. Which was really annoying because that's exactly what we used to do when we passed them. Ooh, eat. I'll tell you one reason it's a bad idea to make kids walk to school. These days, teachers give you so much homework that with all the books and papers you have to carry home, your backpack ends up weighing like 100 pounds. And if you want to see what effect that has on kids over time, all you have to do is look on Rick and some of his friends. Speaking of teenagers, Dad scored a pretty big 5th grade today. The baddest teenager in our neighborhood is this kid named Woodhead. And he's kind of like Dad's arch enemy. Dad has probably called the captain when Woodhead about 50 times. Dag nab you right in the eyes! I guess one of the parents got sick of his hat because they sent him off to military academy. You'd think that made Dad pretty happy, but I don't think he'll be satisfied until every teacher on the planet gets sent off a junior or actor or something. and that includes Roderick. Yesterday, Mom and Dad gave Roderick some money to buy books so he can study for the stats, but Roderick spent the night on his tattoo instead. I still got a little time before teenager. But the minute I do accurate to you, Dad will be looking for the first chance to ship me out. Monday. For the past week or so, Manny has been getting out of bed every night and coming downstairs. Hi. Instead of putting him back to bed, Mom let Manny sit with us and watch TV. It's really not fair because when Manny is around with us, I know to watch any of the shows I like. All I can say, when I was a kid, there wasn't any of this getting out of bed stuff. I did it once or twice, but Dad put a stop to it real quick. There was this book Dad used to read to me every night called The Giving Tree. It was a very good book, but the back of it had a picture of the author, this guy named Shel Silverstein. But Shel Silverstein looks more than like a burglar or higher than a boy who should be writing books for kids. Dad must have known the picture kind of freaked me out. Because one night after I got in bed, Dad said, "If you get out of bed today, you'll probably run into Silverstein in the hallway." That really did the trick. Ever since then, I still didn't get out of bed at night, even when I really need to use the bathroom. I don't think Mom and Dad read Manny any Shel Silverstein books, which probably explains why kids didn't up after they put them to bed. I heard some stories when Mom and Dad read to Manny, and let me just say, the people who write these books really have a rocket board going. First of all, there are hardly any words in them, so I'm sure it only takes about 5 seconds to write one. Like this story called Silly Bear. Silly Bear's yawning, Silly Bear's sad, Silly Bear's sleeping, Silly Bear glad. The end. I told Mom what I thought of Manny's books, and she said that if they were so easy to write, then I should try writing one myself. So that's exactly what I did. Trust me, it wasn't hard either. All I have to do is make up a character with a snappy name and make sure the character learns the lesson at the end of the book. Now all I need to do is mail this thing off to a publisher and wait for the money to start rolling in. Wise up, Mr. Shortstop. Once again. Once upon a time, there was this man called Mr. Shortstop who thought all these crazy thoughts. I don't know much, but I do know one thing. Polar bears are some useless animals. One day, Mr. Shortstop took a ride in his car. Here I go. But then, oops. And then, Mr. Shortstop, you would have drowned. But luckily, a toolbook here was sitting on an iceberg, and he saved your life. And so, before I said that polar bears are some useless animals, but now I can see that not every polar bear is so useless after all. The end. See what I mean? The only thing I noticed after I finished the book, was that I forgot to make it rhyme. But the publisher was gonna have to pay me extra if they want that. Well, Saturday. Well, after spending the last 2 weeks walking to school, I was really looking forward to kicking back and doing nothing for 2 days. The problem with watching TV on a Saturday is that the only thing that's on is bowling or golf. Plus, the sun comes into your sun and gas window, and you can barely see the TV screen anyway. That's bad, Dave. Today I wanted to change the channel, but what was on top of the coffee table? Well, yeah, I was welcome to it with my bowl of cereal in my lap, so I really don't want to get up. Well, if you want to see part 2,